Hey there everybody, PTPOP here, leading you out to the call center rabbit hole, one grain of truth at a time. And today I've got a great one for you. You know how I'm always talking about how C-suite type people, the CEOs, the CIOs, the CFOs, all those fine, predominantly gentlemen, are a bunch of dirtbags, or allegedly a bunch of dirtbags? Well, it just so happens I have a little bit of alleged proof that maybe I'm allegedly right. I gotta say allegedly because you just never really know these days what is the truth and what's not. But, you know, Campbell's Soup, we've all had it, especially here in America. Mom always gave me chicken noodle soup if I was sick, and tomato soup and all that stuff. But Campbell's Soup, you know, the company that brought you chicken noodle soup, tomato soup, and those cans your mom kept in the pantry since 1978. It's in your bomb shelter. It's in your go bag. They're in the headlines, my friends. And it's not because they invented anything new. Now, it's not for anything good. They're in the headlines because one of their top executives, allegedly, hates their product more than the customers do. And he allegedly said some very inflammatory things about their product and about some of their employees. And he wasn't shy about it. Now, again, as I've said, most of these CIOs and CEOs and EIEIO are dirtbags. Allegedly, they're dirtbags. Now, I had never heard of this guy before, a gentleman by the name of Martin Bally. I don't think you've heard of him before either. So that probably means you have a life. But Bally was the chief information security officer at Campbell's. Okay, so he was just a cybersecurity guy. So he wasn't out messing with the soup. He wasn't coming up with products and coming up with the ingredients or anything like that. So he was a cybersecurity guy, you know, the don't click the phishing email guy. So he was a techie guy. He was a techie nerd, a job that has nothing to do with chicken noodles, salt, or cans, or products, or anything like that. And yet, according to this leaked audio, Bally went on what can only be described as a 60-minute profanity-filled TED Talk about how terrible Campbell's Soup is. I don't know why he would do this, so I don't know if this is real. I say it's alleged because I wasn't there, but I've got a video here of the recording that is from ABC Channel 7. Oops. Hold on there a second, mister. I didn't want you to play it, now do I? Sorry about that, folks. I clicked a button. My mouse is possessed. And that's not a sexual innuendo. This leaked audio is disturbing. And I'm going to play the audio clip here. I'm going to play a segment on it. It's not the whole 60 minutes. I wouldn't dare bore you with that. So let me play this for you. This is from ABC 7. Campbell's Soup executive allegedly made disparaging claims about products in recorded conversation. So let me play this here for you.
We have that's for poor people. Who buys our?
He says, we have, I guess, he says blankety blank. That's for poor people. Who buys our blankety blank?
I don't buy Campbell's products.
He says he doesn't even buy their products. They're so bad.
It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it, I get bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
He says it's bioengineered meat that comes from a effing 3D printer. And I don't know how he knows this. He's the chief information officer. So he's not down coming up with ingredients and recipes and skinning chickens and pulling their feathers out and things like that. Whatever they do to make their chicken. But somehow he must know that it's made from garbage, or allegedly. It is allegedly.
Campbell's.
Good.
This morning, Campbell's Soup is denying claims about its products, allegedly made by an executive in a recorded conversation. The person in the recording is also heard belittling Campbell's customers during an expletive-filled rant.
We have that's for poor people. Who buys our? I don't buy
So this is just a news story from ABC7, which I'm not certain if they're out of Chicago or where they're from. And then he goes on in this recorded audio to talk about some of the Indian people that work for the company. And he says some pretty bad things about them. Now, guys, I bring this up not to put down specifically this Mr. Bally, but when you're dealing with C-suite type people, you're dealing with a whole different mentality, makeup of a human being. You're dealing with people that have lived a different life. They've been groomed a different way. They've gone to different schools. And it can be very disturbing when you see how separate they are from the rest of us. And I just kind of want to talk about that here because I've said this in many, many, many of my videos, that these companies don't care about you. They genuinely don't care about putting on a decent product. They don't care about their employees. They care about the moolah. They care about making money so they can go to fancy private islands and have Learjets and crazy sex parties and several different women around the world. It's always mostly men. Now, I did a little bit of research on Mr. Bally, and this is all from a variety of different sources, including the Mint, the Foundry, Org, Equilar People. Martin Bally served as Vice President and Chief Information Security Officer, also known as a Cisco, at the Campbell's Company. According to his publicity available profile, he joined Campbell in January of 2022. And prior to Campbell's, Bally had a long history of cybersecurity and information security roles across several major companies and industries, including Stellantis, American Axle and Manufacturing, Diebold. Diebold was one of my customers when I was at WorldCom. Well, that's why he looks familiar. Diebold Nixdorf, that's probably German. I'm guessing it's a German branch. Other firms such as ZF Group and various manufacturing and automotive industry employers. His career spans over 2 decades in cybersecurity and IT security leadership roles. According to a past listing at Campbell's, he was responsible for information, cyber, industrial, and product security. And his education, he holds a Master's of Science in Information Assurance from Norwich University. I don't know anything about Norwich, but it sounds hoity-toity. He also studied business at Monroe County Community College. Doesn't sound all that lofty. Though what degree or credentials he earned there are not clearly specified in the public report. And it says here, this is from events.secureworld.io. Some sources attempt to list a BA from Spring Arbor University, but this is all research I did on ChatGPT, but it says I couldn't find a reliable, verifiable source beyond one possibly inaccurate or unverified listing. The bulk of recognized reporting focuses on the MS from Norwich University. So no, Norwich is not an Ivy League school. Ivy League schools, I'm not, I got a college degree from a high university, so I'm not that well educated. But, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia, Dartmouth, and so on are the Ivy League schools. If the Ivy League is the front row VIP balcony, Norwich is a solid seat in the middle of the theater, respectable, useful, but not the velvet rope area. So he's got a pretty good background. He was no junior drone. He was a veteran with decades of experience in cybersecurity. His credentials positioned him as part of the corporate elite, the kind of guy whose job is not to make soup, but to protect the company's data systems. The distance from the consumer, from the product, from the production, helps explain how someone in his position could develop such contempt for the product. So while he wasn't out there stirring big vats of soup and coming up with ingredients, he could stand objectively back and watch what the company was all about. He had insider information, potentially. I'm not saying he did, but allegedly he thinks that their product was garbage. And to him, the soup was just another liability, another line item, not a brand, not a legacy, not people's meals. So this just emphasizes my point here that these, quote, gentlemen, predominantly gentlemen in the C-suites of these major corporations, have opinions and ideas that are different than what they present when they're polished and they're standing up in front of a microphone and a camera at a press conference with their toothy grin and a nice toupee, so on and so forth. They tell you that the customer's, number one. They tell you their products are great. They tell you that be all you can be, that we love the customers. But it really comes down to is they're shoveling out crap into the product line, into the world, into our stomachs, into our minds, into our lungs. That's not the best stuff in the world. And that's his opinion. Allegedly, that's his opinion, if he really said this. And, all this time I've been trying to tell you, and many of you know this, that the corporate world is filled with very dark, evil people. And the whole idea is to come up with a product that will sell millions of units to line their pockets so they can have a luxurious life. And it doesn't matter if it's Bill Gates or if it's Steve Jobs or any of the big names in the media today. It's all the same thing. It's all the same story. They get a product, they make millions of dollars, they've got houses all over the world, they got women all over the place, they've got to go to private islands and have fancy, crazy sex parties. And the last thing in their mind is your happiness, their employees' happiness. Their idea is to sell a product for as much as they can, make it for as low cost as you can, reduce as much overhead as you can, and please the investors, please the board of directors, and make lots of money. It's basic economics. Maybe not economics, but accounting and business. And let me know what you think. Have you ever worked with a C-suite type person? I have. I worked with a few of them. And they're all right. They were nice to me. I think they knew that I was in a bad position at WorldCom. I really didn't know what I was doing, and I think they knew that. And they could tell that I was in over my head. And I had no support. The people around me didn't care. And a couple of the guys, the CIO of Sherwin-Williams was decent to me, at least to my face. So have you ever worked with C-suite people? What's your experience been? Do you ever know anybody behind the scenes? Do you know somebody in your neighborhood that at one time was a former CIO, CEO, CFO? Let me know. Give me the heads up or the thumbs up. Give me the heads up too. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the other side. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. It's my song here. Hasta la vista, baby.
Would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that?